En la clase de hoy vamos a aprender inglés de una manera sencilla y divertida. Vamos a escuchar y leer 4 historias diferentes en inglés. La idea es que te vayas familiarizando con el idioma, escuchando y leyendo todo en inglés. Todas las palabras que no entiendas, escríbelas en tu cuaderno para posteriormente traducirlas. Verás que si eres constante con este método, verás grandes resultados. Sin nada más que decir, comencemos.
In the dark days of World War II, a group of German scientists worked on a secret project that could change the course of the war. This group, known as the Shadow Scientists, was composed of some of the best and brightest minds of the time. Their names were Dr. Heinrich Müller, Dr. Greta Schneider, Dr. Karl Weber, Dr. Anna Braun, and Dr. Otto Fischer. Dr. Heinrich Müller, the leader of the group, was a theoretical physicist with a brilliant mind and iron determination. Dr. Greta Schneider, a talented chemist, was known for her ability to synthesize complex compounds. Dr. Karl Weber, a mechanical engineer, had a knack for designing innovative machines. Dr. Anna Braun, a biologist, could manipulate living organisms with astonishing precision. Dr. Otto Fischer, the youngest of the group, was a prodigy mathematician with a promising future. The project they were working on was known as Project Valkyrie. Its goal was to develop new technology that could provide a decisive advantage on the battlefield. They worked in an underground laboratory, hidden deep in the Bavarian forests, away from prying eyes. One night, as the group worked tirelessly, Dr. Müller received a coded message. "We need to speed up our work," he said urgently. "The Allies are advancing faster than we expected." Dr. Schneider nodded. "We need more time to perfect the formula," she said, looking at the flasks of chemical compounds on her workbench. Dr. Weber, always pragmatic, suggested a solution. "We can test a preliminary version of the device," he said. "It won't be perfect, but it could give us the edge we need." The group agreed and began working against the clock. After days of relentless work, they finally managed to assemble a functional prototype. "It's time to test it," said Dr. Fischer, adjusting the final calculations. They took the device to a nearby testing field and activated it. To their amazement, the device worked better than expected. "We did it!" exclaimed Dr. Braun, watching the results in disbelief. However, their celebration was cut short by the sound of planes overhead. "The Allies have found us," said Dr. Müller with concern. "We need to destroy everything before they arrive." The group quickly began dismantling the laboratory and destroying their research. "We can't let this technology fall into the wrong hands," said Dr. Schneider, throwing flasks of chemical compounds into the fire. As they worked frantically, Dr. Fischer found a solution. "We can hide the plans in a safe place," he suggested. "That way, if we survive, we can continue our work." The group agreed and hid the plans in a nearby cave, sealing it with an ingenious trap designed by Dr. Weber. "This should keep them safe," he said, making sure the entrance was well hidden. Shortly after, the Allies arrived and captured the scientists. They were interrogated, but none revealed the location of the plans. "Our work is not finished," said Dr. Müller with determination. "One day, we will continue." Years later, after the war ended, the scientists were released. They met in secret and retrieved the plans from the cave. "It's time to rebuild," said Dr. Braun, looking at her companions with hope. And so, the shadow scientists continued their work, this time with the hope of using their knowledge for the good of humanity. In a vibrant city full of opportunities, 5 newly graduated engineers were searching for their first job. Their names were Laura, Miguel, Sofia, Andres, and Javier. Each of them had a different specialty and a dream to fulfill. Laura, a civil engineer, dreamed of designing the tallest skyscrapers in the world. Miguel, a mechanical engineer, wanted to create machines that would revolutionize the industry. Sophia, an electrical engineer, wished to develop sustainable energy systems. Andres, a software engineer, aspired to build applications that would change people's lives. Javier, a chemical engineer, sought to innovate in the field of materials. One day, they decided to meet at a cafe to share their experiences and support each other in their job search. "I've sent my resume to more than 20 companies, but I haven't received any responses yet," said Laura with a sigh. "Me too," added Miguel. "It seems we're all in the same situation." Sophia, always optimistic, suggested an idea. "Why don't we form a team and work together on a project? We could create something innovative and present it to companies." The idea was met with enthusiasm. They decided to work on a project that combined their skills and knowledge. After several hours of brainstorming, they concluded that they would develop a renewable energy system that could be used in rural communities. Over the next few weeks, they met every day after their interviews and job searches to work on the project. Laura took care of the structural design, Miguel of the mechanical components, Sophia of the electrical systems, Andres of the control software, and Javier of the necessary materials. The project progressed well, but not without challenges. One day, while working on the prototype, they realized they needed a specific part that they couldn't find in any local store. "What are we going to do now?" asked Javier, worried. Andres, always resourceful, suggested looking online. "We can order it online and it should arrive in a few days," he said. They did so, and while waiting for the part, they continued working on other parts of the project. Finally, the prototype was ready. They decided to present it at a local technology fair, hoping to attract the attention of potential employers. On the day of the fair, they set up their booth and began showcasing their renewable energy system to visitors. To their surprise, their project attracted a lot of attention. Several company representatives approached them, interested in learning more about their work. "This is exactly what we're looking for," said one of the representatives. "Would you be interested in an interview?" The 5 engineers couldn't believe their luck. They accepted the interviews, and in the following weeks, each of them received job offers. Laura was hired by a construction company, Miguel by a machinery factory, Sophia by an energy company, Andres by a software company, and Javier by a materials company. They celebrated their success with a dinner at the same cafe where it all began. "We did it," said Laura, raising her glass. "Thanks to our teamwork and determination." "And to our friendship," added Sophia with a smile. Thus, the 5 engineers began their new careers, always remembering that together they could achieve anything. In a remote corner of the world, hidden among mountains and impenetrable jungles, there was a valley where dinosaurs still lived. This place, known as the Valley of the Dinosaurs, was a refuge where time seemed to have stopped. The inhabitants of the valley were majestic and varied creatures, from the enormous and peaceful herbivores to the fierce and agile carnivores. One day, a group of scientists decided to embark on an expedition to explore this mysterious valley. The team consisted of Dr. Elena Martinez, a paleontologist passionate about dinosaurs, Dr. Tomas Garcia, a biologist expert in ancient ecosystems, field engineer Laura Perez, in charge of logistics and safety, and young researcher Juan Torres, who dreamed of discovering new species. The expedition began with a long journey through the jungle. After days of hard work, they finally reached the entrance of the valley. "It's incredible," said Dr. Martinez, observing the landscape before them. "We're about to make history." As they ventured into the valley, they were amazed by the diversity of life they found. They saw herds of triceratops grazing peacefully, while majestic pteranodons flew in the sky. "This is like a dream come true," exclaimed Juan, taking photos of everything he saw. However, not everything was as peaceful as it seemed. While exploring, they encountered a group of velociraptors watching them from a distance. "We have to be cautious," warned Dr. Garcia. "These predators are extremely intelligent and dangerous." They decided to set up camp in a safe area and began studying the behavior of the dinosaurs. Dr. Martinez focused on observing the herbivores, while Dr. Garcia concentrated on the carnivores. Laura and Juan collected samples and data for analysis. One night, while at the camp, they heard a deafening roar. "What was that?" asked Laura, alarmed. Dr. Garcia looked around with concern. "It seems there's a Tyrannosaurus nearby. We must stay alert." The next day, they decided to follow the Tyrannosaurus tracks to study it more closely. After several hours of walking, they found it drinking water at a river. "It's magnificent," whispered Dr. Martinez, marveling at the imposing creature. As they watched the Tyrannosaurus, they noticed something was wrong. The dinosaur seemed injured and had difficulty moving. "We have to help it," said Juan determinedly. "We can't leave it like this." The team decided to approach cautiously and try to heal the Tyrannosaurus. They used their knowledge and resources to clean and bandage its wounds. "I hope this is enough," said Laura, worried about the dinosaur's well-being. They spent several days caring for the Tyrannosaurus, and gradually, the creature began to recover. "We did it," said Dr. Garcia with a smile. "We've saved a Tyrannosaurus." Time passed quickly, and the expedition came to an end. The team had collected a large amount of data and samples, and they were eager to share their discoveries with the world. "This is just the beginning," said Dr. Martinez as they packed their things. "There's so much more to discover." As they left the valley, they looked back with nostalgia. "I'll never forget this place," said Juan. "It's been the most incredible experience of my life." Back in the laboratory, the team worked tirelessly to analyze their findings. They published numerous articles and presented their discoveries at international conferences. Their work revolutionized the field of paleontology and opened new doors for future research. And so, the Valley of the Dinosaurs became a symbol of hope and discovery, reminding everyone that there are still hidden wonders in the world waiting to be discovered. In the heart of Paris, the city of light and love, a group of young dancers was preparing for the most important event of their lives, the Grand Dance Competition of Paris. This annual competition, held at the majestic Opera House, was known for attracting the best talents from around the world. Participants dreamed of winning the first prize, which not only included a generous sum of money, but also the opportunity to join the prestigious Paris Ballet Company. Among the participants were 5 inseparable friends: Claire, Antoine, Sophie, Mark, and Isabelle. Each of them had a unique story and a dance style that made them special. Claire, with her grace and elegance, was a classical ballet dancer. Antoine, with his energy and passion, excelled in hip-hop. Sophie, with her flexibility and creativity, was an expert in contemporary dance. Mark, with his strength and precision, specialized in modern dance. Isabelle, with her joy and charisma, was a talented jazz dancer. Since they were little, these 5 friends had dreamed of dancing on the stage of the Opera House. They had spent countless hours rehearsing together, perfecting their moves and supporting each other every step of the way. Now, they finally had the chance to make their dream come true. On the day of the competition, the theater was filled with spectators eager to see the best dancers in the world. Nerves were high, but Claire, Antoine, Sophie, Mark, and Isabel felt prepared. "We've worked so hard to get here," said Claire, holding her friend's hands. "No matter what happens, we're in this together." The competition began with a series of impressive performances. The judges, renowned dance experts, watched every move closely. When it was the turn of the 5 friends, the theater was filled with anticipation. They took the stage and began their performance, a fusion of their unique styles that told a story of friendship and perseverance. The music resonated in the theater as the dancers moved in perfect synchronization. Claire twirled with ethereal elegance. Antoine executed hip-hop moves with contagious energy. Sophie glided across the stage with impressive fluidity. Mark displayed his strength and precision in every leap, and Isabel radiated joy with every jazz step. The audience was mesmerized. At the end of their performance, the theater erupted in applause. The judges looked at each other, impressed by the originality and skill of the dancers. "That was incredible," said one of the judges. "I've never seen such an emotional and well-executed performance." After a long deliberation, the judges announced the winners. "The first prize of the Grand Dance Competition of Paris goes to Claire, Antoine, Sophie, Mark, and Isabel," proclaimed the head judge. The 5 friends couldn't believe it. They had won. With tears of joy, they went up to the stage to receive their prize. "This is a dream come true," said Sophie, hugging her friends. "We couldn't have done it without each other's support." The news of their victory spread quickly, and soon they received an invitation to join the Paris Ballet Company. "It is an honor for us to welcome these talented dancers," said the company director. "We are sure they will bring something unique to our group." The 5 friends began their new life as members of the Paris Ballet Company. They spent their days rehearsing and performing on some of the most prestigious stages in the world. Despite the challenges and difficulties, they always supported each other, remembering the journey that had brought them there. Over time, they became dance stars, known not only for their talent, but also for their friendship and dedication. "Dancing is our passion," said Mark in an interview. "But what really makes us strong is our bond as friends." And so, Claire, Antoine, Sophie, Mark, and Isabel continued to pursue their dreams, inspiring others with their story of perseverance and love for dance. Paris, the city of light, became the stage for their greatest achievements, and their friendship, the pillar of their success.
Espero de todo corazón que esta clase te haya gustado. Si es así, regálame un like y suscríbete al canal, que en verdad me ayudarías bastante. Y para todos los estudiantes que se quedaron hasta el final, les tengo un regalo. Debajo de este video encontrarán una clase de inglés desde cero totalmente gratuita. El link para esta clase estará en la descripción del video o en el comentario fijado. También te recomiendo que veas este otro video donde aprenderás inglés con una historia muy interesante, súper divertida. Entonces te espero ahí, no te lo puedes perder.